but the day is not finished. We might have still some surprises. And now I invite Tatiana to come to the stage. Tatiana works for the Douai-La Fontaine. So, as I said this morning, it was the first institution that drives the conservation forums. And they have a long history about conservation support to many programs. And she's going to tell us a little bit about how project selection for new projects and things like that.
Thank you, Eric, and thank you for the introduction. And yeah, we have a long history. We started participating in in-situ projects in the 80s with the first reintroduction, the Griffin cultures. And 23 years ago, we started in-situ project support. So the presentation here is a bit of our experience and my experience coming 3 years ago into Biopark after 20 years of one person taking care of it. So it's a bit of my journey and our journey, and I hope that it could be useful for you also. So a few words about what we call nature projects, so that's in-situ projects for us. There's the 3 points here, that's our value, our philosophy. You can find it in each project that we will support, and you can see that it will take different actions, plans. It will be very specific to each project, like you will not find the same activities, the same missions, the same planifications, because the context is different, the necessity, the needs are different. So this is all what the projects look like. This is just for the presentation for you guys. Also a glance at what happened for the first 20 years of the projects. So we supported almost 110 projects and gave a lot of money. That's a lot of money for us. Especially the last 2 years, it was incredible. And we've been supporting 3 projects since 2001. We co-created them with the local community almost for 3 of them. So the red ruff lemur in Madagascar, the giraffes in Niger, the Andean bears in Peru. And 4 other projects, it's historical support. We've been supporting them also since the beginning, 2021 or a few years later. And to give you a bit of what we've been doing last year, that's the projects and the species we supported. So the rest of the presentation will focus on how we can select new projects, how we can assure that it's gonna be working and it's positive. So I put myself at your place, and that was the question that I also asked myself when I arrived there, catching up with 20 years of history, and also trying to put some things into the concrete, like we are scientists, I am a scientific, and I was like, okay, I need the data, like, oh my, where are you? I need data. So I took the EEP list, EEP-ESB list, and I checked the species we had, the IUCN status we had, and on the left side it's the species we have programs, in-situ programs for, and on the right side it's the species that we don't have in-situ projects that we support yet. In the future it will may change, that's the point. What I did after that, I added the NGOs that we were supporting, and yeah, that's helping also to see where we at in the collection in the zoo, for the colleagues also, not just for me. But I didn't want it to stop there, so the next step I did, and you can do if you want to go this way, contact the EEP coordinators, the ESB coordinators, and ask them, do you have an in-situ project that we can support or you know of? And you can also contact the IUCN committee of your country if there is one. They also support some programs for some of them, at least that's what the French committee is doing for IUCN. So that's also another layer of knowledge that you can add, and on other projects that you can also look at if you want to support them, if you want to know what they are doing. But you cannot only do that, you can do other things, and I know that some of you are already aware of that because this morning we talked about it. It's the EASA Conservation Data Map. Yeah, I know Merle would like it, and that's really helpful if you want to know what's happening for your colleagues and what they're doing. And that's also a way after to engage with them. Contact your colleague, ask them what's the project, ask them information, what's the project they've been supporting, why, etc. And they can give you massive information about it. You can follow the projects even if you cannot support it for the moment. And that could be also a way for you to build your strategy, your master plan and everything. That's what we are doing with some of you for the projects I mentioned before, so the Peralta giraffes, the red ruff lemurs. So this is in Niger and Madagascar, this is the Indian bear in Peru, this is the Sumatran tiger, and this is a video from April this year. It's the first time in the 3 years I've been there that we have 2 adults on the same videos. So it's only one, but there's several of them. And it's a male and a female that we've been following for the past few years. And they're very, very into themselves. So hopefully we'll have babies in the future. So that's really good news. I wanted to share that with you. After that, so you gather information on the project, so you can ask the legal, the really boring stuff, but really important stuff when you need to structure your support to in-situ projects. So this is 2 examples, one of the budget of the brown spider monkey we support in Ecuador, and just the picture of the annual report of brown spider monkey in Venezuela that we support. Some zoos are now also starting application campaigns and yearly decisions on the support they will give to projects the year after. We didn't decide to do that because when we decide to support a new project, we decide to do it on the long term. If we bring a punctual support to a project, it's because there's a punctual need or because it's an emergency and they need funds for right now. Otherwise, we don't take lightly the decision to support a new project because we know that it's gonna need a long-term support because the community will need support, the species will need support, the environment will need support. So that's also why we didn't do the yearly campaign application. But it could work for some zoos this way. At least you can know that it's already going on. What you can do, even if you're supporting in-situ projects through a colleague, you can engage with the NGO team really easily. We have a lot of WhatsApp group now going on for several projects. You can go there, even if we are not going there at the same time, or we are going there at different period, or we don't plan to go this year or whatever. They will be very happy to welcome you, and I know that it's going to be also a really beautiful experience. This is pictures from January 2023. We visited a micro dam working for 200 hectares of rice fields in Madagascar, and yeah, that's very powerful to communicate afterwards. But the thing that is most important, and we talked about it a lot this Thursday, it's the fundraising. So that's the main part of it. Depending on your status and on your country, there's a lot of different ways to do it, like money boxes, online donation pages, internet browsers, donation from private people or local companies around you. So that's important, but a lot of our support is coming from you colleagues, and I wanted to thank you guys. Some of them are in the room, Peridesa Foundation, Parco Natura Viva and their foundation ARCA, Rotterdam Zoo also, and Little de Natae. So that's also very helpful. So thank you guys, because without you we couldn't do that much. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana. I'm still impressed by the work you do in conservation at Douai La Fontaine. We have time for a couple of questions. She was very speedy. Any questions for Tatiana? No. Thank you very much. Now we can continue with Ashley Conway from the TLSL. She's going to talk to us about project design and fundraising proposals. Insights from Wildcats Conservation Alliance.